I champion people that come out of strong cultural views and way of life and choose to do their own thing and do something differently. I can imagine how scary and how difficult, how challenging that is, because you lose people. You know, when you change and grow, you are going to lose people. Hi lovers of love and light, welcome to my channel. I'm so annoyed because I recorded the first 15 minutes of this video on my microphone, but it died on me, so I have to do the first 15 minutes. But anyway, hey ho, we're here. Please remember that this is not therapy. If you are having struggles, any difficulties with your mental health or your relationship, please seek professional help. Also, please take care of yourself. If you find yourself being triggered by some of the materials that we are talking about here, do what you normally do. Take time off if you need to, and do what you need to do to manage those feelings and come back and watch. Right, let's continue watching Love is Blind.
Just know that we're gonna bring out the best in each other. And I can't wait for the next chapter. So, of course.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
It's nice to see people proposing to each other and feeling the connection and the love. And these two really do seem like people that are ready to make a marriage, a connection, a partnership work. And they have worked through some things, and hopefully that can carry them through into their relationship. And Sabrina said she feels her heart feels calm, and you want to be with somebody that makes you feel calm. It's not just the butterflies. You want a nice even balance of the butterflies and calm and ease, and you feel safe. Going back to that safety, that is the topic of these videos. Be with somebody that makes you feel safe, that you feel safe enough to be open and be vulnerable around them, to depend on their ability to hold space for you. They're aware of themselves, they're secure within themselves enough that they can hold space for you, and therefore you feel received and welcomed, much like a therapeutic relationship where the therapist helps you see yourself. They hold space for you. Of course, our relationships, our everyday relationships, are not therapeutic and they're not professional, but that's sort of kind of where you want to go. In the British culture, what I've noticed is that they tend to celebrate quite quietly. But in other cultures, in other Love is Blinds, I noticed them jumping up and down, being very emotive, you know, so it's probably maybe not a British thing to be so, what's the word when you, I talk with my hands, exaggerated, animated, that's the word, yeah. So yeah, that's one little difference I noticed.
Honestly, I feel torn a little bit because the connection between Sam, the connection between Benaya and I are just very different. Sam, he's fun.
Bonjour.
Tu parles en français?
She says she's feeling torn between the two connections. Sam is fun and he can kick it with him. Where are you leaning towards, Nicole? There's this thing that I'm feeling about Nicole that's a bit naive about her, naivete. She's a bit naive. I don't think she's connected with what she really wants.
With Benaya, you know, we have very deep understanding of each other, even sort of almost without words almost.
Yeah.
She's saying that with Benaya, they understand each other deeply, even without words. I don't think that they've actually connected as deeply as they think they have.
On a typical day with your wife, what does that look like?
Probably being outdoors in the morning, maybe a little rock climb, have a brunch and a coffee. Always got a smile on my face.
You're so cute, you know? You're so cute.
So she's asking the right question, a good question, you know, what does life with your wife in the morning on a Sunday look like? And he's saying, well, walking, blah, 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 all of that. And he enjoys a laugh and whatnot. And her response is, you're cute. I can imagine this happy guy. No, say more, Nicole. What else do you want to know about that? What are you bringing? How do you see yourself fitting in that? What do you tend to do on a Sunday? Get to a place where you can get to the vulnerable bits. Where's that for you? It's not just a fantasy. It's almost like you're picturing this fantasy that he's creating for you. Oh, I can fit in that. No, but what are you bringing? I'm annoyed that I'm not using my microphone. I hope you guys can hear me well.
Yeah, very, very smiley guy.
I just have this picture of you in my head. Like, I feel like you've got like this, you know, wavy, like dreadlocks, you know, you're like all over the show.
She's very animated. I wonder if there's something there that's stopping her from going deep. Banana is feeling something as well. I think he's going to say in his confessional that he feels that deep connection. He's really excited. It seems to be there is a connection, but they're just not peeling the layers enough to get to the soft, mushy stuff. And
Nicole fills my heart with happiness and positivity. I'm glad I got to talk to you today.
Yeah, me too.
It's been good. I'm very happy. Yeah, isn't that obvious? Yeah.
Yes, it's me from the future. Hi guys. I had technical problems, but hey ho, here we are. I just noticed Benaya there. He looks down and his face kind of changes. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. It seems like there's internal conflict going on there, which I think we'll come to see as he struggles to open up to her. Not just open up, but also express how he feels until it's perhaps too late.
I'm Moroccan, I'm Muslim. Dating in my culture, my background is really frowned upon.
Yeah.
But now I've got to a stage where I just don't care. It's my life at the end of the day, and my immediate family, they're the ones that matter.
I am from a different culture, and I know how difficult and challenging it can be to integrate with other cultures. I've lived where I've had to merge my culture with the dominant culture, and that can be challenging. I can't speak for Moroccan culture because I don't know, but just based on my understanding of people, she's saying that in her culture dating is shunned upon, but here she is doing her own thing and choosing herself. You only have this life, this one life, you know, if you don't count all of the past lives that you don't remember. You only have this one life, and if you're going to live it based on redundant cultural, traditional norms, then it's a shame. And that's not to say that people who are traditionalists, I'm against that, I'm not. But for me personally, I champion people that come out of strong cultural views and way of life and choose to do their own thing and do something differently. I can imagine how scary and how difficult, how challenging that is, because you lose people. You know, when you change and grow, you are going to lose people. But she does have her family, her immediate family. I think that's what she said, to support her. I wonder how a connection with someone from a different culture will be, and are they going to make her feel safe in regards to her culture, and how, you know, all the things that she had to overcome in order to be her own person. Are these things that somebody can really empathize with that doesn't have similar cultural constraints? Because it's such a big thing. I think it's really massive because you grew up in this culture and you're trying to create your own. I don't know what this culture looks like for her. She's clearly dating outside of the cultural norm as well. So she's completely doing something different. Perhaps her family that stay within the same culture, marry the same kinds of people from perhaps racially and religiously and things like that. So yeah, it's a big thing. I hope that whoever she ends up with can really understand that. I can empathize with that myself. I don't have a big cultural influence from where I'm from, but there are some big differences that I see with British culture and Botswana culture. Over the years, I've accumulated a different kind of culture because I've lived in different countries, so I've made up my own. So I suppose that's why I champion people that leave the original cultures and form a different culture. And that's not to say the old culture is bad. It's just, you know, people outgrow certain environments.
But I mean, like, traits, characteristics, all that kind of thing.
Someone who's quite sort of assertive and knows themselves.
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on, like, personal growth and self-development.
Why are you quite big on that?
Yeah, so she's asking the right questions. She wants to know, what traits are you looking for in a wife, in a partner, you know, qualities and things. And she says self-awareness, self-growth, self-development. And she wants to know, why are you big on that? And then that person can then elaborate. And I wish that the call could do that, because you can talk about spirituality all day long and meditating and walking in the fields. But why? Why do you want to walk in the fields? Yeah.
My mum and my dad broke up when I was 4, and I'd see him maybe once or twice a year. Because he was so absent, like, it just made me want to be around him more. And when we got back from the holiday, I'd just done a runner, it just disappeared.
Do you think your dad leaving has, like, affected how you are in relationships?
100%.
He elaborated by saying that his dad left and was raised by a single mom. He doesn't go on to say that this is why I like to develop myself. She then fills in that blank for him by saying, do you think that that's how your dad leaving has affected you? But doesn't say that that's why you want that self-development. So that, what? It doesn't feel developed yet, what he's saying. I think he's touching in different places, although they're all kind of connected, but it doesn't feel like it's fully developed. So anyway, so far it feels like, you know, they're getting into it right away. I had a little thought, which is he saying these things because these are the things that a mature 38-year-old man should kind of say? Has he learned them somewhere? Has he applied these things, or is he just saying what he's heard on a YouTube video? I do know that there's people that apply self-awareness and wear it like a cloak, rather not apply it, but wear it, as in speak it, right? But don't really live by it. So that's why I'm like, maybe it's the editing, but I missed the connection with the why are you into self-development bit. You know, it went straight into sort of telling about his dad leaving, the trauma, the experience that he's had as a child. And yeah, might need to watch that again, actually.
That, like, the way to bond with people is to show your vulnerability.
For sure. But, like, being vulnerable is really scary.
Okay, so I suppose I just watched it again. Suppose he's recognizing that his dad leaving, he went and chased after him, but I think he's grappling with that abandonment. I think he's realizing that that's what he's realized, maybe, that's what he needs to work on and manage. And I think he did shut himself up. That would be sort of the natural progression, really. You shut yourself up because you're abandoned and you're afraid to open up to people because you're told by somebody that's supposed to love you that you are not worthy of my love. And so you shut down your vulnerable side, you're not open, and you become avoidant of connection. Or you can go to the other side, which is to be preoccupied and just give your love willy-nilly, and because you've got, you know, daddy issues in that way, the abandonment issues. But he's saying that I recognize that I have to be vulnerable. That's one way to connect with people, because his dad was not showing that to him. His dad probably was not vulnerable. I mean, he left. I think he had to learn how to do that, and that takes developing yourself over time, right? And getting to know these parts of yourself that ache, that hurt. But I think Netflix did something there. There was a bit of editing, so I don't know if we've missed something. Let's see what happens.
Because of my background and the way I've been raised, you're just taught that you get on with it.
Right.
And there's no such thing as, like, being sad or crying, and, you know, you don't show people that side because then you're weak.
Yeah.
I feel like that's most people's background, really. If you're brought up in a patriotic society across the world, yes, perhaps some cultures are more than others in terms of how strict they are with that. You've got the global culture, and then you've got the subcultures, tribes or regions. Everything just gets broken down and it becomes smaller and smaller, all the way down to the family culture. And you can learn your vulnerability on what your family values were, regardless of the larger values of the country or the system. From an African culture, one thing that Botswana culture in general, one thing I did not see growing up was mental health. It's not something that we spoke about. I think in my lifetime growing up, there was one guy I'd seen in the neighborhood, and he actually lived with his family, and he was allowed to he wasn't in a mental health institute. He was being taken care of by family, but he was severely mentally impaired. But yeah, other than that, in terms of depression, anxiety, none of that. Everybody was just relaxed all the time. Looking at my aunts who were in their 20s, 30s, I never sensed anxiety in them. But looking back now, I think I kind of see it when they get to, like, I don't know if it's capitalism, you know, once they started working and finishing university, and I would have been in school then, that's when I could I started seeing a little bit of anxiety. But even then, I think we had such community and such, we had big families where you would lean on people, and so you wouldn't feel the impact of anxiety and depression as badly as you might in some Western countries. I don't know her background. I don't know where she grew up. She probably grew up in the UK within the subculture of her Moroccan family. I wonder what sort of support she had there. If she had a similar system where people lean on each other, mental health may not be a big thing, or it could be sort of shunned upon or pushed aside.
He was just a really good man. And he just didn't need to go so early.
That's heartbreaking.
I got to a point a while ago where I was just I'm actually ready to sort of completely give myself to someone and be the best person for them and the best person for myself.
Obviously her dad recently passed. I don't know how recent it was, so it's good that she was able to share that with him and also show some vulnerability, some tears, as long as somebody on the other side can receive you as well. Because the thing about crying is that we shun it because we don't want to connect with that pain within ourselves. So when somebody cries, we just go oh, no, don't cry, don't cry. No, cry. You have to cry. You have to let it out. That's part of nature. You just have to sit there and watch me cry, I was going to say. Hold space for me. But you're uncomfortable because you don't want to connect with the sad parts of yourself. Because when you cry, you might feel embarrassed. I'm thinking about secondhand embarrassment, or somebody's crying, instead of connecting with what they're saying, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing, and finding that within yourself to reflect it. You don't want to do that because it's threatening for you. In relationships, it's important to find somebody who is able to go to those parts of himself that have hurt. They're able to empathize with you. You want somebody that knows how it is to feel pain and how to process pain, or that does not avoid that pain. And I don't know where I was going with that, but cry, people. Crying is good.
I had 3 big relationships in my life, and the third one in particular was somebody that I think if things had gone a little bit differently, would probably be happily married now. A lot of that was about my own kind of inability, I think, to sort of share myself and open up properly with someone.
He's continuing to share about his struggles to open up to other people in partnerships. Seems like his relationship with his dad has really affected him and really shut him down. But it seems like he's wanting to connect with somebody, and he's very much aware of that. So that's good. Awareness is good, but you have to go further to work on those difficulties that are stopping you from being vulnerable and connecting with yourself, and therefore therefore connect with others.
How do you feel about marriage?
Marriage, to me, is a lifelong commitment to someone, and I want to be able to show myself to someone without being worried that they're going to walk away.
She's asking a question that is pretty obvious. He probably feels good about marriage because he's here and he wants to get married. I don't know why she's asking that. I mean, I would ask much more, maybe how do you envision your life with someone, I don't know what she meant by how you feel about marriage. I don't know what she's trying to ask.
I think there's definitely strength there in the fact that you can be vulnerable. I feel like in my last relationship, there was more that I wanted from it, I guess.
Right.
And I'm just scared that I don't want that to happen again.
In her last relationship, there was more that she wanted, and she's worried that might happen again. I think spiritually, you're coming from a place of lack. You need to give yourself whatever it is that you want to see in a partnership. You need to come to a relationship ready with that, already oozing that. What could another person possibly give you that you don't already have? You can make money, can't you? Hopefully, she seems capable, if that's about money. If you needed more hugs, just making it simple here, you could create space and time for yourself to not touch your body. This is not that kind of show. To be gentle with yourself, to take care of your body. You could do meditation. There's so much you could do to give to yourself. What is it that she needed that she couldn't get from him or her? Communication, conflict resolution, and maybe this person was avoidant and had his own issues, and that can make life difficult. That can make communication very difficult, and progress in life in general can be difficult because somebody is struggling to communicate or unwilling to look at themselves. It could be that. So I hope that she's reflecting on how she was in that relationship that led to creating difficulty on whatever it was they had going on between them. Because there's two people, it's not just one person struggling. Let's say somebody's struggling to communicate. You are on the other side in that partnership. What are you doing to help your dynamic work? There's ways you could do that. You know, you create time, you give time and space. You're patient. You're working on your own insecurities of what's making you need that person to do that so badly. You do need a willing partner. To be honest, I have no idea if this is what Natasha is on about, but I'm just giving you some examples out there of what difficulties can occur in relationships that can lead to people feeling like, I don't want that to happen again. I don't know what it is. But anyway, let's keep watching.
Whoever I meet next, I obviously need to know that we're on the same page from day one, because I'm looking for someone to do life with.
To be in a marriage, like, you need to show every part of yourself to that person, the bad times as well as the good, and not be afraid that they're gonna like judge you.
They definitely skipped something there. They edited that. He's saying that being in a partnership, you want somebody that will accept you and not judge you. So maybe she opened up about her physical looks or something. I doubt it, because I think that comes next. So I don't know how they jumped to that. But yeah, they seem to be having a very mature conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting upset. You're just really lovely to talk to. Like, yeah, you...
Oh man, now I'm feeling upset.
I think Tom, has a way of creating safety for women, for people, for these women, which is great.
10 out of 10, I could just see her immediately, like, really, really hitting it off with my friends and my family. There's something there, I can't place it. But I'm feeling connections with Maria as well. So yeah, I've got a tricky time coming.
Yeah, I suppose Natasha would be easier in terms of culture, and that's probably why he's talking about family and friends. You know, you can kick it with my family. I don't know if that's what he said. But yeah, so it seems like he sees that right away. He's open to her. She's open to him. There's already that vulnerability being built there, and that sensitivity between them and holding space for each other, which is the same things that I always say: safety, create safety, be vulnerable, be trusting, and trust in yourself, and share who you are, blah, 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 be accepted. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. If you enjoy the things that I'm talking about here, I would like to give you more of these kinds of videos, but I need to grow. So please, I need this channel to grow. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Take care of yourself. Love, light, and empathy. Bye.